like a brodo or something, you're making something that's, you know, maybe stewed meat, braised meat, yeah. And I'm sure there are still people that cook tomato sauce forever. But what I find is that you lose all the character of the tomato by cooking it forever. So then it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole thing. I mean, you might be able to say, yeah, you know, cooking tomato sauce in 3 days, you know, like maybe that's impressive, but really, 20 minutes is all. I don't even put garlic in my sauce. You're welcome to. I just don't like the flavor. What I do is I take canned tomatoes I take canned San Marzano tomatoes, okay, from the south of Italy. I put them in a pot with 2 whole onions. I just peel them and I put the onion. I don't even chop the onions. Just put them in. And by the time the onion is not even completely soft, it's just leached out a little bit of its flavor. I season it with salt and I put it into a food mill. Okay. If you don't have a food mill, you can just mash it through the strainer. But I promise you, you're going to be covered in tomato. Anyways, you're probably going to be covered in tomato, so it's not really a big deal.
Peeled tomatoes?
Peeled tomatoes, yeah. And you know, there are certain times where I'm like fresh only, or you know, never frozen or never canned. But there are certain products that are better. San Marzano tomatoes. They are better canned than they are fresh. They get better in the can. Okay? So don't be afraid. I remember when we first opened, someone was like, they use canned tomatoes. And I was like, proudly, we do, yes. Because they're better. You know, everything that we do is about taste. They're these sort of mindful decisions that we have to make as to what's the best, what's the most appropriate for our needs. Okay. Hopefully I will not get shot. Okay, chili flakes. I want a little kick to this. You know, think arrabbiata or something like that, you know, but just a little kick, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bit more of a refined tomato sauce. Okay, so this is kind of chunky. This is the result of what I was just explaining to you. Okay, put a little bit more salt in this. And now we're going to take it just a step further and make sort of what we call like an emulsified tomato sauce, which means we're going to take a good amount of olive oil and emulsify it in to this tomato sauce, so it kind of changes the color, makes it a little bit more creamy, and it splashes you with tomato sauce. I'm just assuming that's what's going to happen to me right now. And this is not working. Okay. Boss, can you come here for a sec? Yeah, you. Come on. Yeah, please. I need you to hold this, okay? Don't kill yourself. Just hold this like this. Okay, you can hear it kind of clicking. Yeah, perfect. Everyone listen to Tesh. Let's a little round of applause for Tesh. Hold it. Yeah, this way. Yeah. Push it in. Are we fried? Okay. All right. Electric. Oh, there we go. Okay. So first I'm blending in the chili flake. Okay. Okay. And then normally there'll be like 3 guys making this. One guy will be holding the electric plug. One guy will be doing this. One guy will be adding the olive oil. But 2 is enough for today. Okay. And are we zoomed in? Okay. Soon you're going to see it change significantly in color. Okay? The reason I'm not just dumping this entire bottle in is because it won't emulsify properly if I add it all at once. So a little bit at a time. Okay? Don't go crazy. Wow. So it's thickening, and it's turning orange, and it's getting smooth. And what's great is I'm utilizing the container that it was stored in. Okay? Cleanup is going to be minimal. How's your hand? Good. Thank you. One more. I need to look at that. It looks great. I can see that it's just about ready. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Nitesh, great job. Okay, I clean. I am not yet covered in tomato sauce. That's the big one. Okay, just put it in here. I don't need that anymore. Okay. Yeah, you can take that. Thank you. Okay, so you guys see what I've got here. It's a little bit thicker than just tomato sauce. Sorry. Move it all around. Okay, and it's really got this creamy mouthfeel. And it's got that fruitiness of the extra virgin olive oil. And the spiciness from the chili flakes. Don't worry, you're going to get to try it, okay? You're going to get to try it. So if you guys can see, look at this. Beautiful, huh? See that? So this has been baked through the magic of television, okay?
How long is the oven? How long is the oven?
So I would say about 15 minutes, okay? If you're pulling it directly out of the refrigerator into the oven, it's going to take a little bit more time. If you bring it to room temperature first, it will take less time. Okay, but a good trick for testing something on the inside, besides just opening one up and biting into it, is if you have a cake tester or any kind of a needle or something like that, just stick it in the middle, touch it to the bottom of your lip. If it's hot, it's hot. If it's cold, back inside for a little bit. Okay? So we bake these, and then I would say temperature conversion, maybe 185 is good. Okay? So by the time they're hot in the center, they'll also have this nice golden brown crust on the top, just like this. Okay, I'm going to plate this up for you. Why don't you give me just like a little bowl of greens? Might as well. Just the curly end type. Okay, so you can do fancy designs. You can put a little blob on the plate, whatever you feel like. I mean, I have like ADD, so I'd probably do like 7 different swirls and this and that. But for the purpose of this, I'll just do, okay, a little sauce. However much sauce you use is completely up to you. Okay, I will allow you to make that call for yourself. Okay, put one here. Thank you so much. I don't even think you need to dress it. Here. There's one of the greens. Thanks, Bob. Akshay is apprenticing with us. He's doing a fantastic job. He just shaved his head. I don't know how these guys do it. I mean, really, how they deal with me, you know. So green, these are bitter, okay? They give it some freshness, okay? It makes it a little bit more appealing to the eye, but it also has some bitterness, like life. Okay? Natural, okay? Let it fall where it may. I used to have this chef, when something fell, he would go, let it fall where it may. He was a surfer, so he was very like chill. So there you have it. Crespel's spicy tomato sauce. Wonderful. Okay? Does that look delicious or what? Okay? I wanted to do something a little bit different for you guys. We could have made spaghetti together or something, but I want you to see that there are lots of wonderful options out there, and it's really up to you in terms of, you know, what you do. Your creativity, let it guide you. So I'm just going to just clean up your... Can we get better than soaked in water overnight? Okay, and the quantity, you should have no problem using the exact same quantity. Okay? Cool. Look at that. Clean as you go, right? Nice and tidy. All right, so now, what are we making here? We're making a budino. So there are many different interesting components to this dish. Okay? Like I said, you've got the creme anglaise, which in and of itself can do a million wonderful things. You've got the ganache, which is another phenomenon. It's just incredible. You ever had a really delicious chocolate truffle? Ganache, that's it. Just ganache, rolled in cocoa powder. I gave the secret of, you know, you guys don't even need to come to this restaurant anymore, right? Because I could tell you I didn't make ganache. Okay, so ganache, cream, chocolate, cream, chocolate. We use Colaba, so this we import. Okay, Colaba is really, really good, but it's also affordable. Valrhona is available, very good, not affordable. I guess affordable is all relative, right? But anyways, so chocolate is a tricky thing. Don't burn it. I don't even put it near fire. I get uncomfortable. So put this, get it away from the fire. Put it in the bowl. Okay? In the bowl. The cream likes the fire. Okay.
What percent?
This is 56. Actually, it's 55.68, whatever, something. But it's 56%. I actually like to go even more bitter, but most people don't. So I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, but I like 70%. 70% to me is like the good stuff. And you'll find single origin chocolates and all kinds. I mean, you're going to find all kinds of stuff. Just find one that works for you. Okay, I'm not a snob when it comes to chocolate. I love chocolate, but I'm not a snob.
Is the cream double?
Yes, so we use an imported cream. Okay, but you can get it here. Okay, and you can get it at Nature's Basket or Palladium. What's it called?
E-double-L.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I had no idea, but yeah, E-double-L-E des something.
B-I-R-E.
You're right, exactly. And they make butter. They're one of the most common ones. And you know, the trouble is, you could actually, they make creams. Some dairies make creams here, but I like Parsi Dairy. But I find that they split really easily. You start stirring them and they turn into butter. So again, where consistency for us is like the priority. Everything needs to be the same. Everything needs to be perfect. We use something that is always the same. So even though I don't love the product, it's one of the best that you can get. So that's what we use. Okay? Hot cream over the chocolate. Okay? Now you all know the secret to ganache. That's it. Okay? Like I said, what matters is the ratio of cream to chocolate. And then you have a soft ganache. You have a moldable ganache. You've got a hard ganache. Okay? Whatever you want.
Do you weigh the cream or is this liquid grams?
This is weight. Everything that I do is by weight or ml. The thing is, 1 ml of water is a gram. Okay? So you can kind of get away with weighing mLs. But things like oil, where they have different density, then you have trouble. But, you know, I know all my pastry chef friends say, you can't just wing pastry, Alex. You know, it's not like throwing salt in and stirring it around. But I actually typically do wing pastry because I'm not very good at it. So I use my little instinct to guide me. And, you know, you've seen Ratatouille. You know, I use my little chef, right? Okay. I have a rat under my hat. But, you know, with baking things, yes. Once it goes in the oven, you got no control. But with ganache, you can add a little more cream if you want. You can add a little more chocolate. You know.
You don't need any butter in there.
Cream is butter, you know, basically. I mean, I have seen recipes with butter, but again, you don't need it. Yeah. And the trouble is with most butter, like almond butter, is that it's salted. And while chocolate and salt is great, I like to have control over the exact amount of salt I put. And I feel like I have no control. And that's why I'm a chef, because I need control. I'm a control freak. Come on, you guys can relate to that, right? Someone here is. Somebody here is. So you can see it's just melting, and it's coming together, and now I have my ganache. It's really that easy, okay? There are no camera tricks. I have not paid anyone off. Okay? So that residual heat is enough. Okay? And you can see right now that all you really want to do is take a strawberry and dip it in there, and then you're good to go. Okay? You're done. So you can leave now if that's what, you know, you've gotten what you come for. You know what I mean? It looks great. And it's silky. Okay? You got an eclair, dip it in there. You got a cream puff, dip it in there. I mean, there's a million things that you can do with this. Okay? If you want to ruin someone's clothing, dip it in. Okay, so the second part of this is, what did I say? Can anyone remember what it's called? Creme anglaise. English cream. Style in the cream of the English? I don't know. Or cream in the style of the English? Milk, sugar. Okay, I use corn syrup. Don't tell anyone. You could use glucose, but I don't know where you're going to find it. The reason I use corn syrup is because it's actually less sweet. It also has a stabilizing effect on the final product. Okay, so it's called an inverted sugar. I'm not going to get into it. Okay, honey is also an inverted sugar. But it's a way to add what you need chemically with sugar, but without adding that perception of sweetness. Does that make sense? Okay.
And it's light corn syrup.
Light corn syrup, yeah. I don't like things that are overly sweet, especially with dessert. And to me, the sign of a good pastry chef or a good chef is that ability to use restraint when you know you can just throw another handful of sugar in there, right? To really let the flavors come through, which is why we spend this time and this money sourcing a good quality chocolate. It's not to conceal it, it's to let it shine. Okay? Just like with salt, I don't season things to the point of them being salty. I season them so that you can taste the inherent flavor of the ingredient. That's the whole point. So what is the dessert? It's a chocolate budino with bananas. So what do you want to taste? Bananas and chocolate. Right? So sugar is going to dull your tastes. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so now we're going to make this anglaise. So I have egg yolks. Okay, I'm making just a small recipe. I don't want to make too much of this. Okay, but the egg yolks, they help thicken the whole mess.